In this week's video we have dancing nuns, spin the wheel, protesting, and drawing Emma as a witch, one of my favourite subjects. There were plenty of people gathered at Bury Art Museum, known locally as BAM, and we all wanted to make a point. People were being interviewed about their hopes for the gallery, their memories and their favourite parts. These sound bites would be further evidence to help the cause. I put in my little bit too.
My main memory of this gallery is it was the first place I actually put a painting up, and I was 11 and I won an art competition for 11 to 18 year olds.
Okay, so the applauding wasn't for my competition win. It was to show our support for keeping Bury Art Museum open. There were signs and placards showing our plight. A great drumming band kept everyone entertained and drew lots of attention, which is exactly what we needed. The red signs above the band just show how much is already available at the museum, and there may be more on the way to keep the amazing building going. There's art classes, workshops, school groups, a gift shop, a tea room. All these things help with the upkeep of the museum, but it still may not be enough. Later on, we had a sketching session. Lee Crocker explained a little bit more about what was needed and thanked us for our support.
This place of life. We all make this place the best we can. Please support us by filling in the survey if you haven't done so already. Write to your MP, write to the Town Council if you're passionate about us as we are keeping the place open. Thank you for your support in the past. We'll be brilliant. Thank you. Bye. Cheers.
This is a little bit more about the Bury Council consultation, why they've chosen not to support Bury Art Museum and what we need to do about it. So this is the Bury Art Museum options appraisal for the consultation. This is about the 2023-24 budget proposals. Before the budget is set next February, we want to consult with you about our proposals for 2023-24. At this stage in our budget setting process, how much the government will be providing in grants, the financial settlement, is not yet known. We will not have this information until December. Based on sensible assumptions, our latest forecasts are that we will need to make a combination of cuts and efficiencies of 29 million in 2023-24. The increase in the council's costs is forecast to be far in excess of any organisation's ability to drive efficiencies and maintain the same level of service. It's therefore been deemed necessary to fundamentally review some of the levels of service provision, with one of these being Bury Art Museum. One of the reasons that the museum is being highlighted is because culture provision was the service least prioritised by residents within an initial budget conversation during the summer. So this is a little bit about Bury Art Museum. Bury Council recognises the important role that culture plays in community and economic development. Through the leadership of the Arts and Museum Service, Bury became the first GM Town of Culture in 2019. Through the museum, the council provides bespoke public exhibitions, an expansive educational offer to young people, a central engagement role with other creatives, supports the local creative economy and meets the statutory obligation to protect and store or display its public art collection for the public. Bury Art Museum building comprises the Art Gallery Museum and the Sculpture Centre. The Art Gallery was specially built to house the Wrigley collection, given to the borough in 1897, and it opened in 1901. Over 200 oil paintings, watercolours, prints and ceramics collected by local paper manufacturer Thomas Wrigley. The internationally significant collection includes the oil paintings, J.M.W. Turner's Calais Sands, Sir Edwin Landseer's The Random Shot, John Constable's Hampstead Heath, and George Clausen's Spring Morning, Haverstock Hill. Successive curators have added to Wrigley's legacy. There are 20th century paintings by artists such as Victor Passmore and Edward Burrough, a growing selection of contemporary artists, with gifts from the Contemporary Art Society. The museum collections, over 60,000 objects, include artefacts which are arranged into regularly changing thematic displays that cover a variety of topics with a focus on local and social history. Bury Sculpture Centre offers exhibitions featuring some of the most prominent sculptors in contemporary art. However, some repair works are required, particularly to the roof of the building at a cost of £1 million, as projected by the Architects Service. Consultation with a conservation architect has begun and a grant application for these repairs is in progress. The service operates with a small team of comprised of a manager, curator, assistant curator, operations officer, and a small number of visitor assistants. In addition, the service provides a tourist information service, which by operating from the front desk of Fusiliers Museum, also hosts the reception to the Fusiliers Museum. In the savings review, the options appraisal of Bury Art Museum and Tourist Information Centre is seeking to identify ways to make the operations self-financing if possible, and to mitigate the impact of the repair costs of the building. Savings of £250,000 are required and could be pursued by things such as greater commercialisation, expanded digital provision, partnership delivery, repurposing the museum space. These are given as suggestions rather than an exhaustive list. You can have your say online by visiting www.onecommunitybury.co.uk/Bury-Art-Museum. This consultation closes on Thursday the 15th of December, which only gives us a few days.